Anybody who lived in London through the 1990s and into the early 2000s would have been familiar with a jazz-focused radio station called Jazz FM. I don't know if it's still running, but it was a real treat to have jazz treated seriously, but in an accessible fashion. For 20 years now, the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz has thrilled jazz music lovers with performances from a huge number of artists from South Africa, from the US, from France, from the Netherlands, amongst others. I'm Bruce Whitfield. This is the Moneymakers. Tonight we're looking at the business behind the music and the music itself with the Joy of Jazz executive producer Peter Tladi, who heads the T-Musicman concert promotion company, and Zoe Modiga, who is one of the younger generation of artists coming through South Africa as well. Peter, just take me through, please, this idea of Joy of Jazz. I mean, when it first started out, I guess it was pretty small, and now people do extraordinary things for tickets. It used to be like, come 2 or 3 nights, and now you're like, you're lucky if you get an invite to 1 night.
Yeah.
It's a nice problem to have. Is this because jazz is growing, the love of jazz is growing, or simply because there is a greater awareness of the fact that, you know, other than Kippies and a couple of other places, there are no real places to go for cool jazz anymore?
I'm sure. I think you right to hit the nail on the head there. There are very few jazz avenues now. I had thought when I started with Joy of Jazz that by now I'll have jazz clubs everywhere.
Why not?
It's slow. You know, the general situation of the arts and culture in this country is not supported as you'd compare to France or England or States. They take it more serious than us.
I mean, if you go to Smolensky's on the Strand, for example, you go to those great sort of London clubs where the music is treated, it's almost like a holy visit to this refuge of great music. And we don't seem to have that. I mean, Kippies, I mentioned, is one, and of course there are a couple of places in Cape Town you can go to.
Kippies died.
Did it die? You see, I've missed out. I'm guilty, therefore, of not supporting the jazz scene.
Because maybe your tickets would have saved. But anyway, you know, let me take you through to how we started with the Joy of Jazz. After I used to travel a lot long before that with T-Musicman all over the world, and I would say, why aren't we having this? Why aren't we having this? New Orleans Jazz Festival, you know, Bath Festival, you know, festivals all over, except when I come home, there's nothing. So, but anyway, I said nothing. I was managing artists. T-Musicman was an artist management company. That's what we were doing. Yeah. So, but then, Hugh, as we call him, was appointed CEO of the State Theatre, a deputy CEO by a guy called Allen. Allen appointed him, and Hugh, the first call he did was, Peter, I want more black feet here than anything. Yeah. I see a lot of pale feet. I want more black feet here. Okay.
Bring jazz.
No. I said, I'll come. I'm a music man. Yeah. So we started with doing shows there, live shows, shooting videos. Rebecca live at the State Theatre, Brenda 20 years of a live at the State Theatre, Don Laka, Huma Sekela, Abdullah Ibrahim. I did all those. And but then I decided, why would I keep changing shows like that? Why can't I be like New Orleans? I was there and they were telling me they were celebrating 35 years. So, and then I went to the board, to Hugh and the board, and said, I want to start a festival, a jazz festival, and everybody thought I was nuts.
How did you get Standard Bank to buy into that? Because you know, when the guys who started the classic festivals went to R&B and they said, you know what, we need some money. Can you donate us money? Laurie Dippenard said to them, well, create an event. Create something for me to treat my clients to. In the same way, so classical music has had that sort of support. You went to Standard Bank 20 years ago and said, I can give you a jazz festival. 18 years ago. Yeah. I mean, so did they leap at the opportunity, or did you have to work quite hard for it?
No, I must be honest. I did work, but there's Standard Bank was ready for that because already by then they were in Grahamstown.
Yeah.
You know, and when they saw the success that I had brought over 3 years, I had made it so successful that, you know, the rendezvous in the theater?
Yeah.
That's where I started. And I said I want it from Tuesday to Saturday. And the board said, no, you're absolutely crazy. But then they agreed, and I filled it up right up to Saturday.
But why, if that is working there, and the festivals are working, and there's a big jazz festival that happens in Cape Town, the festival scene is working, why is the club scene not following suit?
It's a combination.
Do we not have enough young talent in the country, perhaps? Abdullah, you used the great examples. Abdullah Ibrahim, there is a great South African classic jazz artist.
We have lost him.
And you know, but is there anyone else in the country who's doing jazz?
Yes.
Point across the table.
Yes.
That's your cue. There we go.
Yeah,
what attracts a young, talented musician who could choose any genre she likes to do jazz in such a difficult market? Why do you want to do it?
I think music is a very powerful, beautiful and spiritual thing. And as a person who is young and who is dearly in love with music, I did go through classical training. And even when you follow the music timeline, it's classical, then it's jazz, and then the jazz is what lends to all the other different contemporary styles. So I think if you're able to educate yourself even about that genre of music, you understand where rock comes from, you understand where hip-hop comes from, where every kind of music comes from. So I really fell in love with that. And I think jazz is very special in that it's there to move the soul, it's there to put across a certain message. It's a skillful body of work that people put out there. So I mean, I fell in love with it because of that.
Yeah, that's fine, but do you have a big enough market? I mean, you've got an album, a real world physical album, that it's not a digital download. Show me that one. That's called Yellow.
Yellow the Novel.
Yellow the Novel. Excellent. And very, very stylish. Very
Thank you. Everyone says it's really quirky, so I'm glad you think it's awesome.
I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'm in the jazz demographic. We're in here. Are most people listening to your music old?
I think you'd be pleasantly surprised, even in the conversation that you were having with Mr. Tladi. There's a lot of amazing...
Respect, yes, Mr. Tladi.
Man, have to respect. Have to respect. There's a lot of amazing local jazz talent that's coming out, especially locally. From your Benjamin Jefters, Tladi Ntuli, to name a few. Exactly, it's all there. And I think at this point, we're looking at the market being quite niche in terms of that body of work, but that's only because it's only beginning to be public knowledge right now.
No, but Adele only sells millions of CDs, millions of downloads because she tours and because she gets big audiences, and the big audiences are moved to the concert. They buy the music, they take it home, put it onto a big stereo and get the experience at home as well. You don't really have that same sort of touring opportunity, do you? Yeah.
I think there's definitely a lot of entities, very much like the Joy of Jazz, that are looking at creating more platforms for this genre of music. But it is definitely not 100% mainstream, you know, so it is challenging getting into the market. And a lot of the times, us as young musicians are independent, so you're learning a lot of tools. You're wearing all the hats that you can find and trying to master a lot of ways to actually make the business side of things run smoothly whilst still translating the love of music that you have.
Are you able to survive on your passion, or do you have to have like a day job too?
I don't have a plan B. I don't know what that is.
Well done.
This is my plan A. This is my plan A. I've been investing in music for as long as I've been alive. I respect it and I put 100% into it, and I believe that it is there to be successful, not just for me, but for every other musician.
How, Peter, are you going to make sure that Zoe is properly rewarded for that passion? Because in a market like South Africa, you've got to try and make it bigger, take it global.
One of the things that the future of Joy of Jazz, we are planning. You know the London Jazz Festival?
Yeah.
The London Jazz Festival is all over the city. When you go to London during London Jazz Festival, every venue is London Jazz Festival. That's where the Joy of Jazz is heading to. That's what we're going to be doing. Now, but however, in a smaller way, we start very busy making sure we do activations. We call it activations, but the actual activities, a lot of activities. You know, you don't have as much time as radio. So if I go here, you'll be surprised.
2017, who's coming to the Joy of Jazz? Who's coming? Who's coming?
Everyone.
Who's coming? Who's coming? Everybody. Harry Connick Jr. Is Harry Connick Jr. coming?
No.
Why is Harry Connick Jr. not coming?
No.
Is he too expensive?
No. Harry Connick Jr.
Is Sade coming?
No.
Oh. Is Nina Simone coming?
No. She's dead.
Well, the joke was working in my favour there for a while. But if you could get her, you'd be winning. My baby will care for me one day.
Gone. Branford Masali is there.
Yeah.
You know.
Zoe's going to be there. Is Zoe going to be there?
Zoe's going to be there.
Is Zoe going to be huge?
Zoe will be there.
Maybe you bring the bands of dead artists to town all the time. I mean, you brought the big band. What was the big band you brought? 7 or 8 years ago?
Oh, which one?
You brought the big band from America, Count Basie.
Count Basie.
Without Count Basie, but the band was there.
The band was there.
Yeah, you see, bring dead people back. You can. That's the joy of jazz.
So you want me to bring somebody dead as well?
I think so. I mean, bring the superstars. But the reality is that, I mean, South Africa's a long way away. South Africa is a small jazz market. You're trying to grow this market. And, you know, and public support is critical in something like this.
Bruce, I think we've grown. When we moved from the State Theatre in that was 2000, I think, 1999.
Yeah.
We attracted 1,800 people in downtown Johannesburg.
And now, 20,
and
30.
My friends would say, "You see, we told you this doesn't work." And then 14 years later, we attracted 26,000 people.
Brilliant. No, it's really good. There's a market. There is really a market for jazz, and I only wish there were more venues doing more jazz.
Let me not stop there.
No, but you have to stop there.
Yeah.
Because we're out of town. We're out of time.
Oh.
We're out of town. We're out of time. Musician Zoe Modiga, who is a young South African musician looking to make waves in a difficult, narrowly niched genre, and the Joy of Jazz executive producer Peter Tladi, who wants to take the Joy of Jazz to places like the London Jazz Festival. Montreal does big jazz festivals. New Orleans, of course, is a permanent jazz festival as well. We need to be more musical. There we go. I think that's what we need to do here on the Moneymakers. Thank you so much for watching this evening. Sing us, give us 3 notes. Go.
What?
Give us 3 notes. She wasn't even warned that was going to happen. The Joy of Jazz happening in September 2017. Thanks for watching the Moneymakers. Good night. The 3rd Discovery Financial Planning Summit is taking place on the 29th of May 2017. It features some of the world's industry-leading keynote speakers in the field of financial planning. The summit will address key trends facing advisors in 2017 and beyond. Financial planners have a more pivotal role than ever to play. This full-day event offers you the opportunity to hear how to embrace technology and more effectively connect with your clients, gain insights into global investment strategies, and get a better outlook on markets. Please go to www.financialplanningsummit.co.za to register for the Discovery Financial Planning Summit.